It's 1:59 a.m. and I can't sleep. So, do y'all see my eyes? Do they look red? Well, they were, especially when I was in Los Angeles, my eyes used to be more red than this. But I heard some people say the first signs of you being a targeted individual is having super red eyes. Um, I forgot which one of those targeted individual websites said that. I forgot which one, but they said one of the first symptoms, is your eyes being red. So I'm still agitated and still can't sleep. So let me go back into you know so this video won't be that long because I know I gotta have limited space on my phone. My anxiety is still super high, and I was thinking, all right, so there was my twin sister trying to lie and say that I committed fraud about the Social Security thing. All these years, she never said anything about me committing any fraud until this recent gang stalking. But before then, she never mentioned anything about me committing any fraud with Social Security. Now, let me tell y'all something. When I was in foster care, this is not about me just telling all my business. I'm sitting here telling the truth related to this gang stalking and whatever satanic ritual abuse and foster care abuse. So okay, I was just thinking, okay, when I was a teenager, the psychiatrist Dr. Champa Chakraborty, she was my psychiatrist from ages 5 until after we aged out of foster care, like 5 to 17 years old, because she was a more like a pediatric psychiatrist. And I heard she was also a medical doctor or something, but for some reason she saw us for psychiatry and not a primary care. So Dr. Chakraborty, in like my high school years, the foster mom Adrienne Felder herself went smear campaigning after the situation with Lanika from the Kraft family. Was when this all started. The foster mom went smear campaigning, and I was vocal about the foster mom's abuse and torture towards me. Like, I can relate to what Carrie-Ann Franklin is going through with his dad, Kirk Franklin, his biological dad. And his mom making him out to look really crazy and stuff. So I when I was in high school, my psychiatrist, when I was trying to get into the Air Force, trying to get into the military, in the foster family, they teamed up with my twin sister to, perp and bully and abuse me and to try to discredit me and make me out to look really crazy and add more medication put me on more medication on purpose so that they can make it like as if I'm too disabled to go in the military, while they're praising my twin sister and everything like that. And then more smear campaigns, they lied and said that my twin sister, that, I was jealous of my twin sister going into the military when they manufactured that. Try to make it like as if they pushed my twin sister to go into the military on purpose to make me jealous. Or that she can get this job before, she can get this job and that job. And they try to say, well, Candy's jealous of Brandy, or all the favoritism that they manufactured, the foster mom, to just discredit and make everybody hate me, and they try to bully, harass, and lecture me and saying that I burn my bridges from society and everything, which wasn't true. So, who's the one who committed fraud here? When I got my diagnosis and I had to send it to the Air Force recruiter, I was just thinking about this. The Air Force recruiter, you know, they needed diagnosis, and they figure if I can get off all medications before I turn 18, you know, they tried to hype me up to think I was ready and eligible, that all I had to do was lose 5 pounds. Because my senior year in high school, I think I was like 145 pounds. And then they were perping and gang stalking and perping me super bad. And I didn't even realize, you know, that I was even being gang stalked then. So they were abusing and gang stalking me. And the military recruiter, you know, it's like after I tried to get into the military, but they put me on more medication on purpose, you know. Well, they did me a favor. I'm glad I didn't go into the military, but they put me on more medication and took my twin sister off her medication so that they can make it look like she's normal with sense and she was compliant with whatever programming the foster mom had. And so they let her go into the military and, you know, try to make it like, make sure that they deliberately and on purpose wouldn't let me go. And try to make it like I'm too mental and too crazy to go into the military. But they try to make it like my twin sister was normal enough to go. But then here, my twin sister couldn't even handle the military. You know. Excuse me. And I'm just congested right now. Forgive me. So she made up a lie, you know, for an excuse to get out of the military. So anyway, who's the one who committed fraud here? I was like on the paperwork, Dr. Chakraborty had me diagnosed with obsessive compulsive disorder, Tourette syndrome, and generalized anxiety disorder. That was on a paper on letterhead. Then when I turned 18, that pizza face Dr. Wilson, I don't even remember her first name, but she used to love me. But once the foster mom got in her head, like the foster mom would dictate how the psychiatrist should treat me and tell the social workers and stuff like what to think and how to treat us and everything. So, but anyway, after I went to college, the foster mom was still controlling my life. And the social workers and everybody set that up that way. So that's what leads me to think the foster mom was my handler. And when I started to break the programming, that's when I got called crazy and everything. You know, that's why I figured that if I was in foster care right now, I would be banned from social media. I mean, she wouldn't allow me on social media. She didn't even allow me on the internet back then for me to know the truth. And if I did, I would be dead by now. You know, under her control, not care, but control, I would be dead by now. So, they tried to get me Social Security, and I heard, and when I was still in foster care, and I heard something about that. I heard the foster mom was secretly getting benefits for me when I was a child without me knowing. And the foster mom was taking Joni's checks too. The foster sister Joni was getting Social Security survivors benefits after the foster dad Alvia failed her. The foster dad Al, when Al in the Kraft family, like Lanika and her family, and Danielle and all, and Danielle is now deceased, but they knew all about it. See, that's gang stalking, noise harassment to distract me from getting the truth out. It's freaking ridiculous and immature at 2:09 a.m. in the morning and you acting like an idiot. So let me get the truth out now. It's taking me longer than I intended. So this is the truth. So I overheard the foster mom was getting, stop! The foster mom was getting, the foster, like, I should not have, and not that loud noise, it hurts my ears. See, that's fucking senseless. Like, how many miles down the road you are and I can still hear you? It sounds like must be more than one vehicle. Ridiculous. See, that's interrupting to try to distract me from what I'm trying to talk about. So, like, at the time, the foster sister Joni, I think she was getting like $394 a month in Social Security. And I remember that day, it was one afternoon, and Danielle tapped Joni on the shoulder, the foster sister Joni. Danielle tapped Joni on the shoulder and showed her, well, Joni, look, these checks, this is your Social Security check. The check is in your name. Well, Joni acted like she didn't care because Joni seemed like she didn't really care about much or nothing. So, but Danielle pointed out to Joni in front of our faces, that the foster mom was stealing Joni's Social Security check. And I'm not sure if she was stealing any kind of money from James, but the foster mom was stealing a lot of our money. But I don't know. They were saying that the biological mom, Frances, was stealing Sean's money. I don't know about that, but the foster mom, Adrian Felder, was stealing our money. And I think I did talk about my twin sister going to the bank and fighting for her money back. But she didn't take me with her. And so, my twin sister admitted that she basically had to threaten the bank for her money. And the foster mom cleverly, forced us to have a bank account with her over it. Got us while we were still minors, so that when we turned 18, she would still be in control over our checks. And so, the foster mom give me crumbs of my own money with my SSI check. Make sure she give me the smaller check while I keep the big check. So nowhere was I diagnosed as schizophrenic. But I remember my senior year in high school, I had voc rehab. I started to see the voc rehab counselor, Miss Jane Weicker. And so the foster mom, like, when the voc rehab counselor asked, what is Candy's diagnosis? And the foster mom was like, hold on, let me put this light on. The foster mom was playing psych games in front of my face and was like, let's see. Like, over-exaggerating, just faking. Like, let's see. Schizophrenia. Just acting. Let's see. Schizophrenia. What else is that you got, Candy? And then next thing you know, she made it like she couldn't pretending like she couldn't think of anything else. So then when the voc rehab counselor walked out, maybe to get some Xerox paperwork, and I turned to the foster mom and said, Mom, why'd you lie to that lady and say I'm schizophrenic? And the foster mom was like, she, gave me that piercing, vicious hate, anger look. And said, start your shit, you hear? Start your shit, you hear? Like, vicious hate, anger. Like, start your shit, you hear? And so, okay, start my shit, okay? But I ask you, why would you lie and sound schizophrenic? The foster mom and the fake dyke-ass social worker, Karen Pierce, the hardcore Butch Man Dyke social worker, Karen Pierce, they both conspired together to falsely on their own, try to discredit me as schizophrenic and use that And they figured that once they lied and said I was schizophrenic, that's how they got the Social Security checks rolling in, so that the foster mom can be taking my money and taking my checks and everything. And she made sure she took that $362 Social Security check and kept it for herself, but gave me the $203 and then try to control what I spend it on. I had money saved up from my job from my senior year. The foster mom was taking my checks. Like because of a mistake that my twin sister did, gave a girl named Christina Leach, a girl from the that foster care conference that she sexually wanted. She made it in plan to give that girl her first check, which was $30 from Pizza Hut, her Pizza Hut job. And then next thing you know, they the foster mom overheard my twin sister telling me about it, and then next thing you know, that was before I got my job, and that's when the foster mom started taking out checks. But I think at one point she started to let my twin sister have her checks, but every paycheck that I worked at Popeyes, I was forced to hand over all my checks to the foster mom. And so the kids, when I was going to West Jefferson High School, the kids had, and the teacher, I told one of my teachers and the students, and they were outraged, like, why would the foster mom do that to you? But then they said people were saying that the foster mom had a right to punish me from prom my senior year in high school. But it's like, I wanted to go to my senior prom so bad, and I wanted to go on the ROTC end of the year trip. And I started rebelling and, doing my own thing. But my twin sister was rebellious and sneaking out and going to see that lesbian lover, Tiffany Robinson, and stuff like that, So it's like, and my twin sister, the foster mom, occasionally, sometimes my twin sister would, in our senior year of high school, would be gone days at a time. So the foster mom just let my twin sister do what she wanted, but I was so controlled. And then they sit there and the foster mom sitting there bully, harass, and lecture me, telling me how one day I'm gonna wind up homeless on the streets. I'm gonna wind up begging. That I'm gonna grow up to be on drugs and a prostitute. And she would drive around in the car, telling me that you're gonna grow up to be like this drug addict right here, or this schizophrenic right here. She one time took a psychology book because she was taking up psychology classes just so she could start playing psych games. Once she started to go back to college and take psychology classes, she figured she could play psych games. So then she showed me a picture of a white female, an elderly white female, in one of her psychology textbooks that was diagnosed as schizophrenic. And the foster mom said, you see, when you go into your episodes and your tantrums, you look just like her. This lady, right? Like, trying to compare me to that lady. But the foster mom, all those times she would tell me I'm going to wind up in jail or dead and deserve it, and just bullying and abusing me. And I was a teenager. I was a child. And I was 15 years old and had numerous times of wanting to contemplate suicide at the time. 15. You freaking gang stalk a 15-year-old child, you bitch. You old ass bitch. And where's any talk about the foster mom's fraud or scam? She was already rich. If you driving BMWs and got that big ass 9-bedroom house, 8 or 9 bedrooms, with at least 5 bathrooms, and at least half the house can't even be used. Like, how can you rob from a child, or take from somebody that's poor? Push me to go to college, but then tell me I'm not college material. As I said, like, after that situation with the Lanika from the Kraft family kicked off, people didn't used to call me crazy before then. And I come to think, we were 12 years old in seventh grade. I had biology class, seventh grade science with Lanika, and she was perping me then. I realized. So it might have been before ninth grade. But as I said, people didn't start calling me crazy until the foster mom scapegoated me and with that situation. And I'm not allowed to talk about the Kraft family. I'm not allowed to show Mr. Freddie's obituary with the or I mean with the International Order of the Odd Fellows and the Order of the Eastern Star, and exposing how the Kraft family, who was sent to watch us all our fucking life, grown adults, they're still reporting back to the, like John Kraft still reporting back to the foster mom. Candy did this, Brandy did that, whatever. Even as far as 2015, I thought my twin sister, I remember her complaining to me or crying to me about John Kraft, reporting stuff that she did or said on Facebook and reported back to the foster mom. I could be wrong about that, but that's what I thought I remember. So I feel like I have a right to expose the Kraft family being in on my gang stalking. And then Lanika gang stalking at me in 2017 and 2018, drive by in the car laughing at me and stuff like that, and see me in the store and laugh at me and try to avoid me and get an attitude with me for no reason. I haven't seen you in years. So and other things that she's done, like show up at some point, acting like everything like a doggone perp. And it's like they using Lanika to perp me. So, I mean, still immature. You're 30-something years old still laughing at somebody. And I mean, and all people want to talk about, oh, you just telling everybody business and this and that, whatever. I'm freaking hurt. I'm hurt, and my life has been robbed from me. My life has been stolen from me. And I have zero right to be bitter or angry. They said that we targeted individuals need to be, that we should be owed human trafficking compensation that we won't even get because other human trafficking victims get listened to. But us targets, they will not listen to us. I had to do a video about them vibrating my organs. This is crazy. That you're crying out for help and nobody wants to believe you. And then when you expose these Masonic, satanic sellouts, that's when, oh, you burned your bridges and you're disrespectful and you're this or that, whatever. You burned your bridges from everybody. You wonder why nobody likes you and this and that, whatever. But that's something to think about. I was just thinking about that when I just used the bathroom, and I was, thinking about it, crossed my mind about how the foster mom and the social worker teamed up together to lie and say I'm schizophrenic. And then throughout the years, future doctors have not diagnosed me with schizophrenia, except that fake perp fraud psychologist in 2019 who knew nothing about me. And he was a perp and deliberate. And I wish I had that video up talking about that fake psychological evaluation when I was trying to get vocal rehab again. So, this is insane, really insane, and that I'm crying out for help and for somebody to believe the truth, and nobody wants to listen. I have a right to have a voice. I am human. But y'all for years, been treating me like, an alien from outer space. Treat me like I come from a 10th planet. I was born into this world rejected from society and hated. I'm not talking crazy talk. I'm speaking facts. I'm speaking the truth. If y'all look it up yourselves, you know, I'm not lying. I'm not playing games. And then when people see me suffering, the same people who try to lie and say I'm a fraud and whatever, when they see me suffering, they freaking laugh. And you're supposed to be another targeted individual. There's no targets to spread my videos like on other social media to show yes Candy Grandpre or yes targeted by the psych world. Yes, Candy Grandpre is targeted by the psych world. That foster mom and a social worker, they teamed up to fraudulently lie and say that I'm schizophrenic so that they can be stealing my social security checks. The foster mom got the social security check for her benefit, not for me. And then when I got the social security back pay check, she took that too. Trust fund money from the biological dad Arthur, she took that too. And then she drove off and ignored me when 2000, like right around my birthday, 2002. She drove off and ignored me when I asked for my own damn money. My money that she stole from me. Bye.